everyone. I am Christy from Y and Wine, and I'm so excited to be here tonight with our wonderful local author, Charlie Holmberg, author of The Paper Magician, and we are here to celebrate the launch of her brand new novel, The Fifth Doll.
In case you can't see the big one.
In case you missed this, we're here to talk about her brand new book. So, Charlie, do you want to start by telling us a little bit about what The Fifth Doll is all about?
Yeah, so The Fifth Doll, it takes place in kind of this pastoral Russian village, and it follows a woman named Matrona Vitsin, who is 26 years old and not quite an old maid, but she's getting there, but she's treated like a child because she's not married yet. But she's just gotten betrothed to someone, and it's like, oh, finally, like, I'm gonna get what I want, like, maybe I'll find somebody who loves me, kind of thing. But then one fateful day, she finds a paintbrush on the side of the road, and it's by the tradesman's house, lisp. So she thinks, okay, I'm gonna give this back to him, and so she goes in, and he's not home, but she hears like a thud in the back, and so she goes to investigate, but what she ends up finding is a room that's full of Matryoshka dolls, and like hundreds of them, and there's one for each person in the village. They all look exactly like the people in the village, and she thinks, what's going on? She picks up her father's doll and is about to open it when Slava gets home, and it scares her and she runs off, but then her father starts acting really, really strangely, and she kind of determines that these dolls are connected to them somehow, and then plot happens.
Lots of plot happens. It's a really cool book. If you guys haven't read any books by Charlie before, they are so unique, so much fun. And like honestly, unlike anything else that I read on the market, so I usually avoid asking authors this question, but where do you get your ideas?
Yeah, because it's a hard question to write. I mean, they're different. I mean, I got the idea for Followed by Frost because I was scraping ice off my windshield. My hands were cold. I'm like, oh, it'd suck to be like this all the time. So that was a book, and then I got the idea for Magic Bitter, Magic Sweet. This makes no sense from a picture of this like Greek village, right? And it's not even a Greek book.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't know, for some reason it just made me think of a bakery, and then somehow that ended up being totally weird. If you've read the book, it's weird. But this one, it came from I was preparing for a workshop on magic systems, and I wanted to have a workshop that people could do where they had to take random things and make a magic system out of it. And so I was going around my house trying to find random things like cups or thread or salt, and I happened to have a couple of Matryoshka dolls, and I passed them and I thought, now that would be interesting. Like, I never would have looked at them in that light had I not been doing this workshop. And I just thought that would be really interesting, and the idea just kind of stuck with me, and then this happened.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's just kind of, random places.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I love it. It's so original. And look how pretty the cover is.
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't make
a great
it,
job with it. That's good. I'm glad you like it. I love it. So now that we've kind of talked a little bit about your book, I have a few questions so we can get to know you a little bit. So they're fire round questions. So just first word that comes into your head.
All right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Favorite writing snack?
Chocolate chips.
Book currently on your nightstand?
It literally is on my nightstand. It is Parasol Projectorate by Gail Carriger.
Nice. So if you were a Kren in a Crayola box, which one would you be?
Tickle Me Yellow. No, Tickle Me Pink, that's what it's called.
Cute.
Haha! That was fast. Even if it was wrong first time. Okay.
If you could have lunch with one author, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh gosh. Dang it. Alright, the first thing I think is Brandon Stanton. No, I've had lunch with him before. No, we don't care about.
Humble brag.
Living or no, C.S. Lewis.
Oh, yes. Yes. So, what was the last TV show you watched?
What was the last TV show? We were just on vacation, and it was probably some weird show on the Travel Channel where they were going around these bakeries and they were making ice cream on like a cold thing, and the ice cream was curly. I don't know what the show was called.
That sounds fascinating.
So that one.
Awesome. Favorite word?
Whilst.
Oh, whilst.
I've been asked that before. That's how I have an answer for that.
Whilst. I like it. Okay, and the date that your next book is releasing?
May 15th, 2018.
And it's The Plastic Magician.
It is.
Check it out. Okay, So, one of the things I really loved about this book is you have a really, really interesting villain with a really, really cool backstory.
Thanks.
So, do you have any tips for any aspiring authors out there on how to write a really complex and interesting villain?
Oh my gosh, okay, a complex and interesting villain. Okay, so I'm just going to say the thing that everybody says, like every author will tell you this, that you write the villain as if they're the hero of their own story. And very much the way that this one turned out is that he really does think that he's the hero, you know?
Yeah.
But, with him, I don't know, part of it, he just came out that way. When I write villains, it's kind of like, what kind of villain do I want for this book? Because sometimes it's really great to have the, like, I will kill you, bloody, horrible, they wear all black villains, because, you know, those are classic. But sometimes it's more interesting to have one where it's like, you know, you could see where he's coming from, you know, when it's like, well, is he a bad guy? Because, I mean, one of the things that I liked with this that just ended up happening, I didn't plan it, was that the main character is a lot more like our villain than she thinks. She does a lot of things that are very much things that he would do. So, yeah, that was not a great answer, but there you go.
No, it's a great answer. And it's so funny you said that because I've talked to a few bloggers and they also picked up on that kind of parallel between the two of them. So that's really interesting that you said that.
Thanks.
Another really cool thing about this book is it reads kind of like a classic fairy tale. And so I was wondering if that's intentional. Like, do you try to do that? Because it comes across really, really well.
Oh my gosh, what's the word I want? You know, like, so, like, this book I put a lot more, like, symbolism stuff in, like, more of that, like, intentional stuff that people write essays about.
Right.
I put a lot more of that in here, and so maybe it came out like that, but I also have been told that others of my books kind of sound fairy tale-ish, which I'm totally okay with, because I like the, like, old, like, I don't know, fairy tales have this weird way of being super different, but being very appealing and, like, relatable.
Yeah.
So I totally love it when people, like, say it sounds like a fairy tale. Like, it's a huge compliment to me.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like they're, like, really, really creative and imaginative, but I think it's, like, the themes and the messages that you have, like, kind of sprinkled throughout that people just really relate to and latch on to.
I hope so.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
still
So, we do need a status update. So, in your author bio, you mentioned that one of your goals is to get a dog one day.
Yes.
So, can you update us on that?
Update! I'm getting a puppy!
Yay!
I'm so excited! I mean, because, like, I've always wanted one, but it's like, once you have a baby, it's like, wow, puppies sound like too much right now. And so, I mean, we still do. We have 2 toddlers at home, but I don't know, we just kind of got to the point where it's like, I think we could do a puppy, you know, and we kind of wanted one, and so we were looking up breeds and stuff, because, I mean, I'm all for rescue dogs. I used to volunteer at the Humane Society.
Oh, awesome.
But when you have 2 toddlers and you're getting a dog with a past that you don't know about, this is me defending myself. You know, it's kind of tricky. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to put them in trouble. So we are getting one from a breeder, and it's a soft-coated Wheaten Terrier. Oh. And so, because we need one that's hypoallergenic, not for any health reasons, because we're vain and we don't want hair on our dirt floor. And that was just like, it just seems like a really good family dog. You know, we've done a lot of research, and I'm super excited to get it, and we're probably going to name her Samus.
Samus?
Yes, after Metroid.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
You have to post pictures
I will.
online so we
Most
can all see
definitely will.
Samus when you get in next week. Okay, last question and then I will let you go.
Okay.
So there's a lot of really, really cool characters in this book. Who was your favorite to write about?
Oh, my favorite to write about. Because, like, my first thought is Yaska, because he's hot. But
the hot pottery boy.
Yeah. But I don't know. Okay, so, and, like, you get this a little bit in Magic Bitter, Magic Sweet. I like writing crazy people. Because, like, I don't know, you can just do so much with them. That's weird. And so I always really liked writing crazy people. Like, the main one in this book is they call her Mad Olia Masoch. And so I really liked writing her because, like, she's crazy and she just rambles, but some of the things she rambles about are, like, hints for there's something wrong, you know? And so she was really fun to write, even though she's a side character. I did really like writing Yaska. He ended up being a lot more of a social pariah than I initially thought he would be. Because the book's kind of a utopia a little bit. Well, the setting of the book. And so him and his family ended up being more pariahs than I had intended, but I actually kind of liked how that turned out. So probably him. Slava was always interesting to write, but yeah. Let me just name every character. Because that's my favorite one.
Not to mention Matrona, who's also awesome. So that's all the questions I had. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me on your launch day for this awesome book.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was an absolute pleasure. We have a phenomenal writing community here in Utah, so we're super lucky to have you as part of it, Charlie.
Thank you.
And you guys make sure to check out this book. It is out today, The Fifth Doll by Charlie Holmberg.